Okay, let's continue our discussion on contracts. Don't worry, dali na ni siya. So we have already discussed this in in your other subjects. Contracts, so meaning contract is the agreement between two or more parties, and then because of this agreement, no, there it creates obligations that are enforceable or recognizable by law. So it establishes an obligation of each party to fulfill what is agreed to perform. Ang kontrata bisa kung saan na siya it takes in many forms. There are informal contracts no kani mga sabot-sabot lang kasabutan, istorya ba? And then there are also formal contracts. These are written documents. And then again mo siya mga nakabutan nila. Both of these formal and informal contracts are enforceable by law. Ang written contracts lang yun ang pinakadali ma-prove na namoy kasabutan compared sa informal kay pwede mo siya i-deny. So sa kontrata, kung gipugos gani ka no, there are essential requisites to that consist that will make the contract to be valid. So I believe you have already discussed in your other subjects. And usa na is the consent. So dapat ang duha ka parties nakasinabtanan gyud walay napugos. So kung gipugos gani ka, the contract will become void. So what are the obligations of the employer? So appointing of the engineer to administer the contract, provision of the site, provision of information, permits and approvals, providing funds and making payments in accordance with the contract. So mga siya kung ikaw kaning employer, no, part yun na sa duty ang mag-appoint sa engineer nga mag-administer sa contract, ikaw maghatag sa site. Ikaw man ang kuan, buta na to ikaw ang owner, no, ikaw ang employer. So ikaw yung maghatag asa ang site, asa na itukod, no? Information for the permits and approvals, di ba? And of course, don't forget the funds and payment in accordance with the contract. And then if there are consultations with the engineer, no, dapat mo-participate ka to aron masulbad ang conflicts. Now, sa man say obligation ni contractor. So, this is the employer or let's say the owner no, of the project. Si contractor, unsa man po yung duty? Siya ang mag-perform sa works. And then dapat pag-perform niya, yung humanon up of course according to the contract ang completion. Okay, nasa cases na for example, na sa project nga ang as per the contract, mao lang ning works. Now karon si contractor gihuman niya tanan, niya kay gihuman man niya tanan, wala siya nabayaran. Dili siya na pwede kay kuan man. Di ba lisod na kayo? Pila na ning case nila bay? So, as a contractor, imo yung buhaton imong trabaho no. Diligently tarong yun. But in accordance with the contract. And then dapat tarungon gid mo pagkatrabaho. Na kani defect imo jud nang ayuhon. And then kani provision of course kung ikaw gyud contractor, ikaw jud dalag mga tao, no? Ikaw mag-manage ng materials, equipment, preparation of reports, works program for execution, no? Records, measurement, etc., testing, facilities, and others. The contractor is required to sign the contract when it's called to do so, obtain and submit securities, guarantees, and insurance policies. So, muna siyang mga securities o guarantees insurance, no? Kinahanglan mo pasa ni si contractor. So, just in case nga, di niya mahuman ng project, etc. And attend to engineer's instruction, prepare, submit document, as-built drawings, of course, these are part of the duties, obligation of the contractor. Dapat makatagin siya as-built drawings, no? Sa iyang nahuman. Access to employees' personnel to enter the site, and others na duties. Comply with applicable laws, labor law, and other local regulation, of course. Kung sa may roles ni engineer, usually, the employer will enter into the consultancy agreement with the engineer to design and supervise the works. Engineer's role can be as the employer's agent. So kung ikaw employer's agent, ikaw ang mag-administrate sa contract and cost accountancy and payments. Or you can be as a supervisor. Ikaw ang mag-ensure nga ang trabaho is according to the contract documents. And a certifier. No, pasabutan na you are required to certify or approve the payments that should be paid by the employer to the contractor, and the payment should be made periodically and mostly in monthly basis and should depend the quantity of works finished by the contractor. So muna siya, bayaran gini mo ang nahuman nga trabaho niya. Daw bikidaghan makay mo sige advance. Muna siya naka-importante gid sa kontrata. Kay generally bagid sa na mga construction kay dili kay advance ang mga tao, cash advance. Wa pay trabaho, cash advance. In the end, nabiyaan din ka, nakabayad na kag ingani ka dak-a, wa na human ang trabaho. Yun ang importante ang kontrata. And of course, pasabto nimo ang contractor ahead of time. Now, muna siya nga kuan, ahead of time dapat inform mo contractor, and then if depende na ng contractor if willing ba siya to go or not. If not, pangitaglain daghan kay contractor diya, no, sa contractor or subcontractors. As determiner, the engineer must act as a mediator to help the parties towards agreement. So mo ni siya no kung may mga conflicts, you act as the mediator, no, ikaw tig kuan, ikaw tig patunga nila. Issuance of instructions and variations, no, if there are changes, modifications, ikaw magkuan issue, di ba? Ikaw mag-clarify, mag-approve, etc. Now there are different types of contracts. Una, natin ginatawag ang measured or unit rate contract. Kung saan mo na siya, sir? In this type of contract, the price is computed by multiplying the quantities of work executed by the unit rate offered by the contractor in his tender bid. The rates are usually set out in the bill of quantities. So, di ba, kung i-present sa inyo yung katong quantities, and then I parted to nga ang quantities na siya cost. So, this is the measured unit rate of contract. For example, na to, di ba, we have the, for example, 693 cubic meter of concrete work. And then, i-multiply na mo siya sa price, 6,953 point something pesos per cubic meter. And you'll have the price for that specific work. Mura lang siya kingani no, measured or unit rate. From the word unit rate contract. So this is usually being set forth in the bill of quantities. Such contracts are often used where there are significant changes in the quantities or working conditions. Okay, advantages. This type of contract is widely used in the execution of large projects financed by public bodies of government, as shown dako, no? And it also suits the works which can be split into separate items, di ba? Kung ipakita nga ang nakaseparate siya per items of work. And then kada items of work na siya budget. And then the employer pays for the actual work executed, and the contractor usually allows for a certain margin of variation. Disadvantages, the employer cannot be absolutely sure of the total cost of the project and that the whole work is completed. So, mo ni siya. Munang hindi kuan po, sa contractor po nga side, buto na to si client kasi mo ni ang quantity, and then sa contractor po nga side, di po siya maka-insure yung mga gini ang cost. Muna nga, sa uban, ilang yun ang kano na lang, dili sila mag-consider of discount in the quantity. Aron pag abot yung contractor, di sila makalisod kay kung sa client ng quantity, imong gikuan dira nga kung wholesale mo ni ang gasto. So i-retail na gyud imong tanan aron pag abot ni contractor dili mo siya magkalisod. Dapat yung ginatawag nga lump sum contract. Sa maning mga lump sum contract. Kanang murag pakyawan ba? Murag diretso na gud ingon nga okay para ani nga project mo ni akong kuan budget cost ana. Mo na siyang lump sum. Sometimes the contract makes provision to adjust the lump sum, allowing for extra work and limited variation. Normally, a bill of quantities is not included. So, for the lump sum, wala ni bill of quantities involved. So, kaninang bill of quantities, katong i-present na ko, di ba nga, concrete work, maning cost, steel works, maning cost, formworks, maning cost. Wala ni nga na. Sa lump sum, akiwan man siya. Budget na diretso, okay, mo ni siya. Mura siya nga na ang sa lump sum. So instead, the schedule of rates may be of value to evaluate the cost of extras or emissions. Advantages from the employer's standpoint, and if no excess are contemplated, the tender sum tells him the exact cost of the project. Sometimes the employer will be working within a tight margin of budget, and from the contractor's standpoint, because the design will often be prepared by him, the contractor can engage through proper planning and efficient management to increase his margin of profit and or to control timing. No, mababa siya no. Ang naka-disadvantage lang kita ni kani. In lump sum contracts, there should be a complete set of plans and specs, or what is called the employer's requirements, which should be completely detailed. So, dapat nagi-complete set of plans and specs, no? Lain nga tawag na is employer's requirement. Ano employer's requirement? Mo'y kuan, kinahanglan ni kuan, employer, mo'y kinahanglan ni owner. So, dapat nakaset out in plans na. Aron kung mag-offer og bid, no? If na proposal si contractor, iyang mabanang, okay, akong pakyawon ni this amount. Okay, what if di ay nga kuwang-kuwang di ang plans ba niya, napa di other nga wala na consider ng contractor. So, mo short na sa budget. Kaya mo man yung gibid nga price and napaligid padugang nga lain. So, mo pa na siya yung problema. Variations in lump sum contract may trigger conflicts about whether or not a particular item of work falls within the agreed scope of work and whether there has been a variation to such scope. Mo lang po na, way klaro lang po siya usahay if there are changes. Dapat yung ginatawag nga cost plus contract. Si cost plus contract, mura siya kuan, no mura po ni siya similar ni measured contract. Pero na siya plus. Unsa man ning plus? Na siya plus nga percentages no to cover overhead and profit. So in the government projects, mura siya combination ni katong measured or unit rate contract and we have the cost plus contract. Diba if you remember, as presented to you, there are direct costs and there are indirect costs. Direct cost katong sa to. Diba natin mga materials, labors, equipment, no, hauling cost, etc. And then indirect cost, no, we have this, and then as well doon napo dito yung mga taxes, diba? We have the markup, and then naputay and others. And then for this, the cost plus, naputay overhead. And no, natin ginatawag nga OCM, no, overhead contingencies, and this one, OCM. And then we have also the profit, no, percentage na siya sa total cost. And then that is to be um, part no as a calculation for the cost of the project. So mo na siyang combination siya sa measured and cost plus ang katong gipresent ako earlier. Advantages, the work can be started even before the design estimates are prepared. But mo lang po din siya no in the of course in the government projects dili ka makasugod even before the design and estimates are prepared. But pero para lang ani is ang kani mo siya in the private lugar or local sense, ang style lang gyud ani is magsabot si contractor o si owner nga no na drawings and specs and then other information will be provided from him from time to time during the progress of works. No conflicts will be anticipated as to extras or omission. Disadvantages, the final cost of the employer cannot be foretold. Pero mo lang po siya kay na may mga 'di ba extras na may mga additionals. So kung sa private or sabot-sabot nga sense, di lang gyud mo matag-an. But this should be a budget. Despite of some drawbacks in certain cases, this form of contract can be used suitably for emergency works, construction of special or expensive projects, where the cost of the work is of no consequence but the materials and workmanship to be purchased are just to suit the choice and taste of the employer. Yes, and that ends our discussion on the estimates and the contract.